And down the middle he goes up, high powering, and gets spun around as he slams it. Oh, you talk about excitement here in the stadium. Elevation on his shot.
Now the Bulls beat the pressure. Jordan from Vincent. Look out. Oh, my. He just leaped right over him. Oh, man, was that pretty. Here's a pass stolen by Jordan. It's a 3-on-2 for the Bulls. Michael on the drive, in for the right, for the jam, and a foul, it's over! Oh, man! Kelly Tripucka couldn't run out of the play quick enough. Jordan was bearing down on him from the sky.
He came around Chapman, and he went up, and Kelly was going to stop him. Woo!
Michael in for the left side, jammed it right over Rowland.
Michael Jordan just went by everything. Livingston went down on the fake and up over three.
Oh, what a move by Jordan! It counts, and the foul.
First of all, Jordan on the beautiful dismissal of the defense. Starks and then Oakley, and then the deception. No, I'm not going away from the hoop. And who's at the end waiting but Patrick Ewing? And still, he is not denied in a most dramatic slam dunk finish.
Jordan over the back of Ewing. It counts, and the foul.
Well, that's a Jordan special, a remarkable field goal. It's hard to imagine anyone other than maybe Pippen making a shot like this.
Nice cross-court feed. Jordan going and throws it up. And Skelly puts it in on an amazing move. Oh, they had the trap on. Here's a pass by Orlando Woolridge out of the corner. Flips it to Michael too far. He has to catch it, come in, goes around. Ron Nixon flips it up off the glass and hits educatedly.
Under 4.5 minutes to go. Here's Jordan.
Oh, yeah! There's the mustard shot by Michael.
Jordan on the penetration, jumps off his right foot, turns his back, looked for John Paxson, said, John, you're out of the action. I'm shooting this ball here.
There, Mike, look at this. Oh, Michael with a hang time move.
Some drive by Michael Jordan. Here's Jordan in deep on Elo. Oh,
We've seen them all, Jimmy. We've seen them all.
and it always happens to Craig Elo.
Oh, man.
Jordan to the hole. Wrapped up by Ostertag and somehow, some way, he scores.
See, he faked Hornacek right, took him left to the baseline. Hornacek taking away that right hand of Jordan, gives him the fake. Now he gives him the sweep underneath. Ostertag doesn't give him a good, hard enough foul, so you got to grab that right hand. Don't let him get the shot off.
Michael.
Highlight reels rolling. Number 23 is in the house and has gone to work.
Jordan. Oh, a
but I've never seen this before from him.
You see, it was an excellent save. Now, when he gets it back, you'll see him elevate, do a 360, and just toss it up.
Jordan past Petrovic.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
There were about 3 or 4 New Jersey Nets in his path.
Griffin to Jordan, time winding down for the win. Yeah! You can't believe it! He does it again, Michael Jordan!
Here's Jordan on the pull-up. Yes! And the game is tied at 92 with 3 and 4/10 seconds remaining. Lakers call for a timeout. Michael Jordan with the clutch jump shot.
The threat of the three-point shooters on the floor. You can't come and help quite as quickly on Michael. He gets Scott back into an area where he feels comfortable, and now it's just a matter of elevating before Divac can make the rotation over.
Michael, the win. Ring it up! Michael Jordan has beaten the Hawks again! He went deep into the phone ball, knocked the jumper down when he came out 112-110 Wayne. Excitement at its very best.
Jordan with 6 seconds. Jordan against Wilkins, lost the ball, picks it up, moves to the circle, 2-second fadeaway shot, good! Game's over, and the Bulls win. He did it again.
Michael right over Wilkins and in his face. And the Bulls have swept the Cleveland Cavaliers. Seconds. Jordan, left side, 20-footer, good. Good, finish. The game is over. Chicago wins it. Michael Jordan, incredible shot for the left side at the buzzer.
Here comes Michael Jordan on the drive, 5 seconds. Jordan on the drive, right of the lane, 18-footer. Yeah! 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 Bounds the card right to Jordan. Time winding down. Michael for 3. Yeah! 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 Yes! 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 A winner! Unbelievable! Oh, yeah! Michael has saved his best for last. They're going to double off the ball. Pippen and Hodges will cross along the baseline. The inbounds pass comes into Jordan. Here's Michael at the foul line. A shot on Elo. Good! The Bulls win it! They win it! That's the Cleveland Cavaliers. Michael Jordan hits it at the foul line. The game's over, and the Bulls have won. Jordan beat him at the buzzer with a jump shot in the circle, and Chicago has knocked off the Cavs 101-100.
Basketball, a chance to win it right here.
Kukoc has got the ball inbounds for Pippen, and here is Michael. 4 on the shot clock now. Keeps it on the dribble. Russell's there.
MJ, top of the circle against Russell. Michael hangs, fires, got it! And it goes well! He knocked it in at the buzzer, Bulls win! How many times has he done that? It is all over! The Chicago Bulls have won at the buzzer!
Double. They swat at him and steal him. Here comes Chicago. 17 seconds. 17 seconds from game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan. Open. Chicago with the lead.
Watch Jordan's left hand here as he gives Russell the push. Referee can't see that. Jordan frees himself up for a clean look. The greatest thing about Jordan is he has all the tricks. That's why it's so difficult to guard him.
That may have been the last shot Michael Jordan will ever take in the NBA.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Nice dish inside. He drew the defense to him. Drops it home.
3 seconds left. 2 seconds. 1 second. It's all over. What a pass from Jordan. They are standing and cheering the Bulls. Here's Jordan slicing his face on the Weddington.
Scott not wanting to let Vern Fleming face Jordan one-on-one, comes out but overruns the play, leaving another wide open lane for Michael to get in there, draw the defense, and get the easy one for Bill Weddington.
Nice dish to her. Break out the nice china. That is a beautiful dish.
That's what they come here for, to see something like that.
Oh, nice play. Nice play.
That connection has been doing it for so long. The 1-2 punch of Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen.
Michael in transition.
Oh, yes, sir. Michael down the lane, a blind pass, and his teammate hammers it down. Jordan, a little encouraged. How did he find Longley in the lane? What a wonderful pass in deep by Michael Jordan to Luke Longley.
Play to Pippen.
Woo! My, what a pass by Jordan. A wraparound pass as he was facing the other way. Hit Pippen almost perfectly in stride, and Pippen took it in and threw it down.
Crowd on their feet here at the United Center.
Be a scoop if anybody but Michael Jordan takes this shot. It is Michael Jordan time. Scottie Pippen looking for Michael Jordan.
Michael, 6 seconds, 5. Michael in traffic to Kerr, 15-footer. Carry the jumper.
5 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter.
When it came to the slam dunk, nothing was better than Air Jordan taking to the sky.
He just makes you wish that for one day and for 8-10 seconds that you could fly in the air.
He's such a trendsetter. I mean, everything that he's done, everyone's trying to do now.
You better not close your eyes, because you may not never see that again.
His slam dunk legacy started during his rookie year at the 1985 Slam Dunk Contest.
Fans came at All-Star Weekend, no telling what you would see.
And Michael would give the fans something they would never forget.
He wants to indicate where he's going to take off on this dunk.
Fly! Slam it! They love it. So does Michael Jordan.
And his foot was honest to that tape.
The contest would feature another slam dunk specialist, the man simply known as the human highlight film, Dominique Wilkins. These two supreme high flyers would take to the air in the slam dunk final.
Michael Jordan is now in a little bit of trouble.
This is the last one for Michael Jordan. He feels the pressure.
But Michael would rise to the occasion.
Oh, spectacular.
Dominique would answer in spectacular fashion.
Here he goes. That'll do it.
Creative, what an athlete, and plenty of style for Dominique Wilkins.
Dominique Wilkins of the Atlanta Hawks, the new 1985 Slam Dunk champion.
Michael would return to the slam dunk contest in 1987 in Seattle, prepared for victory.
Hey, jump out early or what? You trying to be conservative or what? We don't know if you want aggressive or
we just want to stay mellow.
This time, though, Dominique Wilkins was injured and not participating. But that didn't hold Michael back from putting on a show.
Oh, that was great. I wish I had the hands to do that.
Michael Jordan, I'm telling you now, he says, I've named them. Every one of them is the $12,500 dunk.
Michael would find his main competitor in the unknown Skywalker, Jerome Kersey.
Jerome Kersey looks strong. Your dark horse pick, Rick Barry.
Give me some home run. Keep it North Carolina. Yeah, keep it in North Carolina. Give me something.
Leave it to Air Jordan to give the people what they wanted.
There he goes. He goes in straight, goes up in the air. Now he's sideways. Look at the air. Look at the hang time. Look at the flying motion. Look at his head above the rim. That is Air Jordan at his best.
It looked like he was in an F-16 that time.
Kersey would answer every time.
And Kersey comes in. It comes off the glass. The big catch and reaches through with authority from behind. A 50 for Kersey.
Now it was Michael's turn.
Now, Michael Jordan told me he had something special. He may be trying to take off from the free throw line a la Julius Erving. Let's see what happens.
I can hear his engines revving now.
Air Jordan ready to take off.
In Chicago.
Michael would show everyone why he is called Air with a spectacular dunk from the foul line, awarding him his first slam dunk championship.
I think it's going to be one of the better slam dunk competitions that they ever seen, and I think it's going to be on. Watch out.
We're going to make it look exciting. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they're on their feet in Chicago for this man, their man, the defending champion, Michael Jordan.
The next year in Chicago, Jordan would start right where he left off the year before, above the rim.
Jordan wants to put some pressure on everybody by trying to do something special right out of the gate.
That's the one he calls the kiss the rim because he takes his face right up to the rim, ducks it under, and then windmills.
The long-awaited rematch with Dominique Wilkins was on, and Meek would answer the call.
And a 49 for Dominique Wilkins to put him in first place.
It was becoming a heavyweight battle of epic proportions.
This is much like a heavyweight championship crowd, you know, and they are trading big, heavy right punches.
Meek needed a perfect score.
From high above the rim.
Well, the heat is on.
And the pressure was back on Michael.
Well, now Jordan does have his first taste of pressure in the slam dunk competition.
And Michael is backing all the way to the middle of the backcourt.
Mission control, ready for launch.
Go ahead, baby.
It was Michael's stage, and he wasn't going to let the hometown crowd down.
Well, the crowd lets you know what they think of it. They gave him a 50. They gave Jordan a 50. He defends his championship.
In one of the greatest slam dunk contests ever, Michael would defend his title and solidify his trademark of Air Jordan. March 28, 1990 was the date of another of Michael Jordan's greatest games. The date for this matchup with the Cavaliers had no particular significance to Michael. But as for the place...
For some reason, Cleveland's always been a place where I always have risen to excel. Mainly because the fans truly don't like me there, but I have total confidence when I walk into Cleveland's building.
And that confidence was fully in evidence that night, as was every facet of his game.
Jordan works his way around the top of the key, left of the lane, inside, up with the left-hander, scores. He's at it again.
Michael Jordan feels it, and it's going to be awfully tough to slow him down right now. Boom.
As the game progressed, it was becoming clear to everyone in attendance that a special performance, special even from Michael Jordan, was unfolding.
Jordan is averaging 44 a game against Cleveland this year, had 54 in the opener, and a good chance to go beyond that.
Go to the rebound brought down by Jordan. Jordan ahead of the pack.
This will be good.
And he is bearing down on the Coliseum single-game scoring record.
Can't handle it.
We're going to see a new single-game scoring record at the Coliseum tonight unless Jordan is run over by a bus very shortly. Somehow you knew sooner or later Michael Jordan was going to set the mark.
As it turned out, Michael Jordan was on pace to break not only the Cleveland Coliseum single-game scoring record, but also his own.
4 on the shot clock. Paxson's got trouble. They get it to Jordan. He goes for the 3. He gets the 3. Oh my! Michael Jordan has 54 points.
That's what he totaled in the Bulls' first game with the Cavs that season. But he soon left that milestone far behind.
Jordan around a Cartwright pick on the right wing, his jumper beauty. 60 points for Michael Jordan.
He can make it look easy, but when you sit and think about it, he made so many difficult shots.
Jordan from 13. Jordan has 63, matching his career high.
Jordan sealed the win and reached a new career high.
Turn out the lights. That's 69 for Jordan.
Cleveland is absolutely shell-shocked right now. They can't believe that Michael Jordan can continue to do this to him.
You know, it's one of those once-in-a-lifetime games. I mean, you think of 69 as, you know, it's an awful lot of points. When he sensed that an opponent was down, you know, he never let up.
Boston Garden was home to many great Celtic championship teams. But the 1985-86 Celtics, led by three-time MVP Larry Bird, were truly something special. They posted a franchise-best 67-15 record that season, which earned them a meeting with Michael Jordan and the Bulls in the first round of the playoffs. Coming off a foot injury in only his second year in the NBA, Jordan was faced with an interesting problem.
The question is, can one man beat the Lakers, or do you need a more diversified attack today?
Well, we're playing the Boston Celtics, Pat, but I think it's going to be more of a five-man game, and we really have to play a complete basketball game. I don't think one man can beat the Boston Celtics.
It's hard to imagine that 6 weeks ago you were sitting on the bench.
Yes, it is. It's very hard for me to imagine. I'm very happy I'm playing now, and I'm very happy that I can contribute to the team.
All right, thank you. Good luck today. You don't have to remind me again that you are playing the Boston Celtics. Air Jordan's getting ready to take off. The problem is the runway is in Boston.
When Michael would get in those zones, he'd want the ball more than anything else. Everyone else would want him to have the ball.
His teammates took note of his focus in the locker room before the game and sensed he was intent on doing something big, maybe even the impossible, defeating the mighty Celtics in Boston Garden all by himself.
Going baseline. Michael Jordan, the basket good and a foul. Fantastic quickness going to the baseline. That was a pickpocket move if there ever was one.
But Larry Bird's Celtics presented an imposing obstacle indeed. United by Bird's vision, they were the consummate passing team. Bill Walton had joined the Celtics that year and blended flawlessly with their chemistry in his role as sixth man.
Bird from Walton.
On the other hand, the Celtics fans had never really seen an individual talent like Michael Jordan. And on April 20th, 1986, he was the center of their attention, even as the Celtics center, Robert Parrish, scored for their team.
Parrish gets free.
And so the battle waged, with Jordan evoking hushed cries of anguish mixed with amazement from the savvy fans, while the Celtics' gritty play inspired their cheers.
Who wants it? McHale! He was almost on his back.
Taking the tempo away from the Celtics, trying to Michael Jordan right now.
What a great shot, and a basket and a foul. You talk about Bird's sheer determination. At certain points of a game, Michael Jordan has those same qualities.
The Celtics could only shake their heads as they found themselves unable to shake the Jordan-led Bulls.
Jordan banks it in, and Jordan with 40 points.
He was in that zone of everything was going. He was making one shot better than the next.
Unintimidated even by Larry Legend, Jordan let it all hang out, displaying much more than mere hang time. He revealed a complete all-around game, as Game 2 of this first-round series emerged as a classic in the making, with Jordan performing his unparalleled moves to the basket and Boston responding in tried-and-true Celtics fashion.
Haynes to McHale. Clock running down, 3 seconds, three-point shot, no good. And a foul, wait. A foul against Kevin McHale has been called by Middleton, with no time showing on the clock. Kevin McHale can't believe it.
In one of the first tests under pressure of his career, Michael Jordan showed all the poise of a veteran as he calmly stepped to the line and sank crucial free throws.
He can tie it up here and send the game in overtime. No time remaining. And this is pressure. Overtime in Game 2 of our best-of-5 first-round NBA playoff. And the Chicago Bulls are trying to do what only the Portland Trail Blazers have done so far this year, beat the Celtics in Boston. Long range, Jordan hits it, 56 for Jordan. And that ties the Chicago Bulls all-time leader, Bob Love. Jordan goes up with a shot and hits it, and has 61 points to tie Elgin Baylor's all-time single-game playoff record that he established against these Celtics. Jordan ties the game.
Oh, boy.
63 points, and you're looking at an all-time record.
Oh, boy.
Michael Jordan.
After that, it took him from a star to a superstar to eventually the biggest superstar in basketball history.
In the end, the Celtics prevailed, and they would go on to win the series in 3 games. But from that day forward, the history of Boston Garden would include not only the many championships of Celtic teams past, but also the remarkable playoff performance of a young Chicago Bull named Michael Jordan.
Good evening, basketball fans, wherever you may be. Welcome to the NBA Final.
Portland and Chicago. It was almost inevitable. They were the favorites in November, and now they meet in June.
We're all ready for this game, and the noise level here at the stadium will soon be earth-shattering.
It will be the great Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls going against Clyde Drexler and the rest of the Portland Trailblazers. Everybody wanted this series. Now it's here. It's a match made in heaven.
What time is it?
Do you have any questions at all? Just play the game, we'll referee. Have a good game, guys. Have a good series.
In this corner, Michael Jordan, and across from him, Clyde Drexler.
Playing against Drexler. He always wanted the shootout.
The stage was set for the 1992 NBA Finals, and as Game 1 got underway, it looked as if it was Drexler's Trailblazers who were better prepared to seize the moment. The explosive quintet from the Northwest came out of the gate on fire.
So Portland beginning to fly all over the court. Here comes Drexler. Yes, and it counts. 21-15, Portland. Porter with the open shot. And the Blazers have hit their first 7 field goal attempts.
You haven't got in rhythm yet. You gotta keep pushing, find your rhythm.
What was to unfold from that point on was one of Michael Jordan's greatest games, and it would qualify as such before the first half was through.
Jordan with the steal, eluding Ainge. Yes.
Don't hold, on, let's go, babe.
Now Jordan posting up, goes to the fadeaway, through the foul, it counts. Jordan eluding Robinson. Yes.
Come on, let's go now. Come on, we need a spurt here. We gotta defend them. Let's go. We gotta get back and defend them. We gotta get good shots out here.
Did Clyde Drexler feel the momentum shift? If so, it was barely perceptible as the second quarter began. The Bulls had taken only a 3-point lead, but Michael Jordan had begun to feel the offensive rhythm his coach had sought, and Drexler was determined to throw it off.
Lost the dribble off his foot. 3-on-2 for the Blazers. Drexler all the way.
Jordan was unconcerned. he had found his rhythm and his touch. But what would transpire over the next 10 minutes of play was noteworthy not only for the accuracy of Jordan's shots, but also for their range. Three-pointers had never been the hallmark of his game, but the opportunities were there, and he seized them.
Jordan for three! There's Pippen setting up Jordan, wide open for another three!
I said to Phil, do you see what's happening? And he said, yeah. We couldn't believe it.
Boy, when you're hot, and when you're not, you're not. And that young fella is hot.
I remember being on the floor during that half and a couple times catching the ball well beyond the three-point line and looking to the weak side and seeing Michael there and just throwing it to him, and it was, it just was an instinct. You just tell you knew they were going in that night.
Pippen, 2 men to beat, tries for the basket, with the left, follow Michael Jordan! Jordan, with his magic carpet, threw it down! He's everywhere! He's everywhere! The crowd is in a frenzy here!
It was a night that was memorable, I mean, not just because he made the threes, but because he kept taking, and the opportunity for him to kind of try to finish Portland off early in the game, which is something that Michael loved.
Three-pointers from Jordan! What in the world is going on? And a Jordan flag, and it is right! Oh, no! I don't believe it!
That is an NBA Finals record. 5 3-pointers in a half. There's Jordan for three. Yes! Did you see that look?
I remember looking over to the NBC table after he'd made maybe his 5th or 6th in the first half and kind of shrugging his shoulders. Because even Michael, as great as he was, knew that was something special.
Michael indicating he can't believe it.
He feels it. There's nothing else he can say other than the man feels it and lets us know.
This is the greatest performance, maybe ever, in the single half, playoff, or in the history of this league.
The rest, as they say, is history. The Chicago Bulls went on to defeat the Trailblazers handily in Game 1 and then went on to win the 1992 NBA championship. And on the way, the legend of Michael Jordan grew. It now was measurable by distance as well as by hang time. He had long defied gravity. In this game, he showed he could defy logic as well.
What a start for the defending world champions of the NBA.
I started running for that three-point line. I felt a great rhythm. It felt like a free throw, really, from that distance.
The only thing you could just sit back and say, ah, and wow, and ooh, just like a little kid out there, everything he threw up, he hit.
He was hot, and we all knew it. He knew it, and he just was going to go out there. I don't think he was going to miss from 2, from 3, or from half-court range. He just had that feeling.
And so, after a series that brought us one of Michael Jordan's greatest games, he and the Bulls celebrated their 2nd NBA championship. It was a scene that would be repeated 4 more times in the years ahead. The mountains of Salt Lake City, Utah, framed the setting as Michael Jordan stepped on the floor in a Bulls uniform for the last time in Game 6 of the 1998 NBA Finals, striving once again to reach basketball's mountaintop.
In Michael's mind, he knew when that series began, it was going to be his final dance as an NBA player.
The Jazz respected Jordan, and they had earned his respect by taking 2 games in the finals. In the early going of Game 6, an awkward play improved Utah's chances to even the series.
Bob, I think Scottie Pippen pulled his back out on that dunk shot.
There's an obvious truth. Pippen's back is bothering him.
Pippen walked gingerly to the locker room. The Jazz took advantage and the early lead.
Up top to Carmelo, fake right, try to go left, cannot. Comes back right side, strong move. Leap and lane, put it up, good! Count it, he's fouled. The bell there, delivers.
They roar their approval at the Delta Center.
Michael Jordan found himself in familiar territory with a challenge before him.
Michael Jordan is going to have to carry the load.
He was at the end of his career, but at the top of his game.
They go to Jordan, low left, here we go. Follow away, base left, shot good! Down to the angle left, they go to Jordan.
Michael, one bounce, fire away. Throw another one, a man possessed.
Michael feels right now he can make every shot he takes.
Jazz coach Jerry Sloan summoned his reserves, but it was Jordan who found an endless supply of strength.
Michael Jordan sticks his third three-pointer of the half.
Veterans John Stockton and Karl Malone talked it over, and then demonstrated their uncanny knack for unspoken communication on the court.
Strong Karl Malone. Karl Malone carrying the load once again for the Utah Jazz.
The second half began with an exchange of smiles by a couple of superstars, who then exchanged blows on the floor as the game's momentum shifted with nearly every shot.
Stockton now to Karl, twist, underhand scoop. Oh, what a shot by Karl Malone. 29 for Karl Malone. Michael Jordan down low right. Down to you, backcourt, Jordan there. Jordan with 33 points.
Left side for Chicago. Jordan with it now. He's got it.
Michael's in the zone.
In his last NBA Finals, Michael Jordan was focused on winning his 6th championship with the Bulls. But a hunger also burned deep within the Jazz, who were determined to win their first NBA title.
Now back to the mailman. Karl base left. 12-footer. The mailman delivers.
In the final minute, the Malone-Stockton connection struck again.
Malone picks it up, cross-court pass, Stockton with a three on the way. Good! John Stockton with a cold-blooded three, and Utah takes the lead.
He had already accomplished so much in his career, and this was only Game 6, after all, before a hostile crowd. Would Michael Jordan save his strength for a 7th game at home? The answer, as history will record, was no.
Out front to the man, Michael Jordan. Jordan up top, fake left, go right. He's there, lay it up, score it easily. Wow. Stockton inside of Karl Malone, they double him. Jordan knocks it away from him. Jordan's got it. The Bulls can win it right here. The Bulls can win it. Unbelievable.
16 seconds left. Bulls down 1. Michael against Russell. 12 seconds. 11. 10. Jordan a drive. Hangs. Fires. Yes! Scores! He scores! The Bulls lead 87-86 with 5 2/10 left. And now they're one stop away. Oh my goodness.
Russell comes into Stockton. Stockton 4 seconds. Stockton a three up out front. Rimming. No. Ball tipped away. Chicago is world champions once more. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship in the last 8 years.
The more time that passes, the more I look back at that last second shot at Utah in Game 6 that ended that series. It's just total fairy tale. It just had to end that way. Utah, last second, hold the pose. I just couldn't make it up. If I did it for Hollywood, they would just laugh at it because it's just too neat, too perfect a way to end it.
Oh my God, that was beautiful.
To the Chicago Bulls, the 1998 NBA champion, and a team for the ages. Congratulations.
In 1995, Jordan's comeback became the season's marquee attraction in New York as the Bulls paid a visit to the Knicks.
It's the magical, mystical Jordan Road Tour, 1995.
I didn't want to come in with the intensity so high that I couldn't meet it because I've been away from the game for 18 months.
Michael comes back to New York City. He loves playing in this gym.
And as he made his return to the Garden, Michael found a familiar foe was waiting for him.
Prior to his premature retirement, nobody guarded Michael Jordan straight up better than John Starks.
Now Starks would have another chance to display his defense against Jordan. But it was clear from the beginning that on this night, there would be no stopping Michael.
Michael Jordan has the jump shot falling here tonight.
That first quarter, I knew we had something going. When I started hitting all the jump shots, and and I could read Stark's every move. You know, I basically had him at my disposal in a sense.
They're going to keep going to the well with Jordan and Starks. My, oh my. It was like Starks wasn't even there.
And he continued his onslaught from just about everywhere on the court.
Jordan off the turnover. Puts the move on Starks. Yes, and it counts. Michael Jordan with his most spectacular basket of the half.
In just the 5th game of his comeback, he was already looking like the Jordan of old.
So I came in with some low expectations, and next thing you know, they grew to be huge expectations.
And here's the post-up by Jordan. Off the spin.
Could he have made that look any easier? And did you ask, is he back? Oh, come on!
Michael was clearly enjoying his command performance on Broadway, but his arch rivals were intent on stealing the show. Starks and the Knicks, rising to the occasion, kept the game close in the second half. But as it turned out, Jordan had been just getting started. Down the stretch, he elevated his play even higher, making one shot after another.
Michael Jordan with 49 points as this third quarter winds down. And Michael Jordan with 51 points.
That's the record of the most points scored against the Knicks at Madison Square Garden.
53 points for Michael Jordan.
Jordan working on Starks. Got him in the air. Michael Jordan has 55. He had to work for that.
With the score tied in the final seconds, the Knicks had no doubts as to who would get the call for Chicago. Jordan had 55 points already, and New York crafted their strategy to stop him on the final play. But Michael had always possessed a keen sense of drama, and in this, his return to center stage, he gave the audience a surprise ending.
Michael finds the open man. Wellington with a jam. 3.1 remaining. Timeout, New York. That was outstanding.
But even Jordan had to admit that the game's finish was not exactly what he had had in mind.
You know, I'd be lying if I said I came out to pass the ball. You know, I came out here to score, and I was going to make them stop me.
There are some players that are simply unique and transcend every aspect of the game, and he's the only one in the history of this game that's had the impact that he's had. He got it started the other night against Atlanta, and he just sort of building up to New York.
Jordan would face one of his greatest challenges in the 1997 finals. With the series against Utah tied at 2 games apiece, Michael had more to overcome than just the Jazz.
Now the big story here tonight concerning Michael Jordan's physical conditions. He is suffering from flu-like symptoms. His status is uncertain.
The bad news for the Bulls, the stomach virus that has hit Michael Jordan, and you wonder just how much, how long, and how hard he'll be able to go.
In his weakened condition, Jordan was up against league MVP Karl Malone, the confident Jazz, and the raucous crowd in Utah.
I don't know if Michael can carry the Bulls on the road against the Jazz.
And on this night, it seemed that carrying the Bulls would be too heavy a load, as Michael's illness had clearly taken a toll. Meanwhile, Utah was only growing stronger. Having won games 3 and 4, the Jazz continued their surge. Exploding out of the gate, they raced to a 16-point lead in the second quarter.
Stockton looking, whipped inside, Malone goes up, it counts, and a foul.
Everything clicking right now for Utah.
In this pivotal contest, all signs were pointing to a Utah victory that would put them in command of the series. But while Jordan was still drained, he was finding the strength to persevere, and through sheer determination, he would keep Chicago in the game.
MJ against Russell to the free throw line, hangs in the air, jumper good.
Oh, shot.
Nothing but net for Michael.
Bad pass, lost the handle. Here's Jordan, comes down on Hornacek, goes to the glass, driving layup for Michael.
Throughout his career, Michael Jordan had delivered many brilliant performances. but he had never been more courageous than in this crucial game. Though his stomach was ravaged by flu, he was displaying enormous heart as he continued to lead the Bulls' comeback.
A heroic performance by Michael Jordan.
But battling his illness and the Jazz proved to be an exhausting task for Jordan. And each time he faltered, Utah was ready to take full advantage.
Russell's open up, Bushler, slam! Whoa! A big-time slam! Utah will take a lead in intermission.
But while the Bulls still trailed, Jordan would grow even more determined in the second half.
Really in between every possession, when there was a dead ball, you could just see it on his face how drained he was. But then when the play would start, he'd summon something from within.
Here's Jordan. Jordan looks in over Russell, faces the basket, keeps it, 7 on the shot, over the top of him, yes! Michael Jordan continues to blaze away, illness or not.
What a play by Michael Jordan.
For all of Michael's heroics, Chicago was still facing an uphill battle as the Jazz seemed to have an answer for every Bull run.
Bad pass, knocked away, but Malone runs it down with a good hustle. Anderson baseline, a slam.
But each time Utah threatened to pull away, the ailing Jordan would rise to the challenge, and throughout the second half, he kept the Bulls within striking distance.
Shot clock at 7. Jordan shooting, yes.
Michael just laboring to get back to that defensive end, just trying to get to the finish line.
Still, Karl Malone was carrying the Jazz down the stretch, and the question remained, would Michael have enough strength to lift Chicago to victory?
Sweat just pouring off Michael Jordan. No time to rest now. Here is Jordan outside. Chicago down 3. Puts it down, drives the lane, a running 8-footer, yes!
Jordan had become an inspiration to his teammates, and his remarkable effort had led the Bulls all the way back. They had finally pulled even with the Jazz as Game 5 entered its waning minutes. Control of the game and the series was now up for grabs, and it appeared that Utah was ready to seize the opportunity.
Loose ball, picked up by Hornacek, no whistle, shot clock 2, Stockton, 3 for the lead, another huge 3 by Stockton.
With little left to draw upon but his will, Michael would try to make one final push. The score was tied with less than a minute left to play, and Jordan was the focus of attention. Could he deliver yet again?
And all eyes here are going to be on Michael Jordan. And on top, Pippen wants it, wants to go on Hornacek, demanded the ball, back Michael, open 3, yes! They lead it, 38 points for the Kings.
Stuck a dagger in him with a 3.
Yes!
A courageous, classic performance by the flu-ridden Michael Jordan.
Propelled by their victory, the Bulls would go on to win the championship in Game 6, and Michael Jordan had added perhaps the most amazing chapter to his playoff legend.
It's all about desire. You just got to come out here and do what you got to do. We wanted it real bad, you know, and me as a leader, I had to come out and do my best. Somehow I found the energy. Just stay strong. I wanted it really bad.
The effort that he gave us today was unbelievable. You know, as his teammates, you know, we should have stepped up and played much better basketball, but we really appreciate the way that he steps up and shows his leadership to our ball club.
There's something inside of him that allowed him to compete when he probably shouldn't have. That was a game that a lot of guys would have probably just bailed on it. And he was just able to rise above how he felt and accept what he had to do, and he did it.
I didn't want to give up. You know, no matter how sick I was, how tired I was, how low on energy I was, I felt the obligation, you know, to my team, to the city of Chicago, to go out and give that extra effort.
The Phoenix Suns came to Chicago down 2-0 in the 1993 NBA Finals. Everyone in the Windy City, and in the basketball world for that matter, was thinking sweep for the Bulls in their quest for a three-peat. But the Suns were a proud group of crafty veterans.
Here's Jordan. Offensive foul.
The triple overtime duel was a grueling affair that tested the wills of both teams, and in the end, it came down to a lapse in concentration.
Off the Chambers, baseline jumper, off the rim, no good. Chambers missed a wide open shot, and Stacey King threw it right to Barkley, who lays it in. Oh, that might be the backbreaker.
In a remarkable come-from-behind victory, the Phoenix Suns in triple overtime have defeated the Chicago Bulls to battle their way back into this series.
All of the Suns then focused on Game 4. Well, almost all.
It's a big game. Everybody would love to be out there.
Michael Jordan shot the ball 43 times. Damn. That's unbelievable. He gonna be icing his elbow too.
Michael Jordan arrived for Game 4 fully aware that he had a competitive series on his hands. The Phoenix Suns had opened the door to a possible upset, and they were a loose and confident team at game time.
There's a feeling that the battle has been joined, that the Phoenix Suns are here as foes, not foils, that they did more than restore their pride on Sunday, that they made it a series again, and now it's the Bulls' turn to respond to a challenge.
Michael Jordan responded to the challenge by rising above the Suns, but mostly by penetrating through them on slashing drives to the goal.
Drive, finger roll is good again.
Michael just giving a clinic of getting to the hoop.
Now to Jordan, quickly by Chambers, Marley, and he slams it home. Michael Jordan now looks like he is going to drive every time he gets his hand on a ball until they stop him. Either don't foul him or foul him. Foul him hard.
The Suns' play reflected their coach's intensity. Led by Michael's close friend Charles Barkley, they stayed within arm's reach of the Bulls.
Barkley with the steal. Well, Charles had that diagnosed.
Charles showing Michael that he wants to play in this game as well. Oh yeah, he's just letting them know that he's here to try to win a championship.
Yeah, Chuck.
A timeout taken by Phil Jackson, who doesn't like what he's watching right now.
Come on, let's go, baby. Get over. We got to get the momentum back. We need someone to step up and score.
If there was a situation where it was Michael against Charles, I think Charles maybe thought that, but Michael was thinking, okay, I'm going to take on your whole team, and you guys stop me.
And a game of Can You Top This was on.
Oh, what a play by Michael!
29 for Jordan.
Nice drop step spin move by Barkley, and Barkley lays it in.
But Jordan returned again and again to his original game plan: attack the basket.
Jordan will drive again to the hoop, score it, count it. He'll have another try at a three-point play.
Crossover move for Jordan and finishes with the finger roll. Plus the foul.
He just looks like he might be unstoppable.
41 for Jordan.
With daring moves that had him darting between and around the Suns, Jordan's one-man game had the crowd on its feet. But Phoenix countered with a total team effort that kept the Suns in the game.
Despite the exploits of Jordan, the Suns are only 4 down. Michael Jordan, very confident with 50 of the Bulls, 100 points.
KJ right side, Chicago by 4. Here's Barkley underneath. He'll jam it. It's a 2-point game as the Suns battle back.
This Phoenix team has not quit all game long.
Both teams huddled together as Game 4 reached its critical stage. Phoenix had possession with a chance to tie or take the lead with a three-pointer.
Here it goes to KJ, who fumbles the ball, and BJ steals it away.
The Suns attempted to stop the Bulls rather than foul on Chicago's final possession. The Bulls took some time off the clock by working the ball around, and then they put it in the capable hands of Michael Jordan.
10 seconds to go on the shot clock, 15 in the ball game. Michael will take it. He's fouled. He scored. He threw it up. Off balance and went in. Oh, my. Michael with his fist clenched near midcourt.
I tell you, he's just simply amazing. He does whatever he has to do to beat you.
The Bulls go 3 games to 1 up on the Phoenix Suns. Michael Jordan with 55 points.
You can't say enough about Michael's effort. He just doesn't want to lose. He was attacking the basket. He just kept going at the basket and going at the basket. He was unbelievable. He's unreal.
He played like Michael.
I think every big game you try to play your best basketball. And I think this is a very important game, and yeah, I consider it one of my greatest games, but I've yet to see the greatest game.
Chicago opened the 1989 playoffs against Cleveland, but the underdog Bulls had little reason for confidence.
We had struggled toward the end of that season, and our expectations going into the playoffs weren't very high.
And those doubts appeared justified, as Cleveland, with one of the league's best records, asserted their dominance.
Lobs inside, stolen from Jordan by Harper. Harper comes into the forecourt, drives the lane, wham with the right hand.
But the Cavs had one obstacle standing in their path, Michael Jordan. An obstacle that seemed to grow larger with every game, as Jordan was carving up the Cleveland defense.
2 minutes to go. The Cavs have a foul to give. Jordan on the drive, and the big basket. He'll go to the line for a three-point play.
The Bulls had extended the series to a fifth and deciding game, but as the scene shifted back to Cleveland, it appeared their hopes of an upset would finally be snuffed out. The Cavs came out firing as they tried to put Chicago away for good.
Harper on the left, backing it on Pippen, comes around the Doherty pick to the line, to the lane, to the basket, go!
Facing a frenzied crowd and an inspired Cavs team, Jordan and the Bulls saw their season slipping away. But Michael took it upon himself to lead them back, almost single-handedly keeping his team in the game.
It's going to be Michael Jordan against the Cavs in the second half.
As the game entered its crucial stretch, Doug Collins watched his young superstar continue to dominate. Jordan was relentless, and it seemed there was little Cleveland could do to stop him.
Jordan at the top of the key, to the line, to the lane, throws it up, good off the glass. And
Michael Jordan with 35, and Lenny Wilkins, Cavaliers, who have led most of the way, now trail.
Jordan had given Chicago the lead and the momentum, but it was clear that the Cavaliers weren't about to fold.
Harper to the line, Harper to the lane, out of the left side, Elo for three, got it! And the Cavs lead 98-97.
Game 5 was coming down to the final seconds. There appeared to be little question as to who would get the ball for Chicago.
11 seconds to go. In the middle of the floor, Jordan has it. And Jordan puts up a jumper and hits with 6 seconds to go.
The game had developed into a seesaw battle, with 6 lead changes in the final 3 minutes. And now it was Cleveland's turn to respond, as they tried finally to deliver the knockout blow.
6 seconds left. Elo looks. Elo into Nance. Back to Elo. He drives. He scores! Elo drove it right down the wing and scores! 199 with 3 seconds to play.
Right at the end, Cleveland kind of looked at us on the bench like, okay, you guys are done.
The Cavs were just 3 seconds away from eliminating the upstart Bulls and advancing to the next round. But those 3 seconds would have an impact for years to come. It would be a defining moment, not only for Jordan, but for the Chicago and Cleveland franchises. And it all came down to one shot.
The inbounds pass comes into Jordan. Here's Michael at the foul line. A shot on Elo. Good! The Bulls win it! They win it!
It's funny how when your backs are a little bit to the wall, that all comes down to a 5-game series. In that case, comes down to the last second shot and how much it elevated our morale as a team.
When Michael was able to hit this miraculous shot with Craig Elo all over him, that was big. That was really big. That really propelled us to another level.
When he hit that shot, I mean, he's jumped high many times, but he jumped higher. And in fairness, Doug Collins went roaring by out on the floor and hugged him. And I swear he put a dagger in the Cleveland franchise, not just in that team, but that team never could find a way to beat Michael Jordan.